Hey guys, so when it comes to wired HomeKit switches, there are a lot of different options out there for you. Different manufacturers, different price points. There's even a couple out there that have additional features built in. Like the one that I reviewed was the Echo B Plus, which had Lady A built into it, which is really cool. But when it comes to wireless HomeKit switches, there's really not a lot of options. There are a couple HomeKit enabled switches out there. Most of them only work within their own brand of products, and the ones that don't are very expensive, and they are Bluetooth, which has limited range. Well, recently I came across a line of Aqara products, including these wireless switches, which are just awesome. Not only do they work with other Aqara products, of course, but they also work with other HomeKit enabled products. Let's go ahead and check them out. Welcome back, guys. My name is Eric. You're watching Modern Day Tech, where I like to simplify tech for your life. This is part of my HomeKit series. If you guys are into smart homes, I hope you will consider subscribing down below. For full disclosure, Aqara did send these to me along with a couple of other smart home and security products, but that's not going to sway my opinion in one way or another. If I don't like something, I'm definitely going to tell you. I'm also going to leave affiliate links down below. You can pick up all these products from Aqara. Some are here in the US on Amazon, others might be overseas because they're just not in the US yet. So definitely check out those links down below. For these switches to work, you will need the heart of the system, which is the Aqara hub. Along with that, you will need a HomeKit hub, which you can use a Apple TV 4th generation, a HomePod, or a iPad with iOS. I think it's 13 or better in HomeKit mode. Aqara has three different wireless switches: the single rocker, the double rocker, and the wireless mini switch, which we're not going to talk a lot about today, only because it's very similar to the single rocker. There is a newer model, however, that has a shake feature, but unfortunately that shake feature is only in the Mi Home app, and you can't run Aqara app and Mi Home app for HomeKit at the same time, and the shake feature is not in HomeKit just yet, so we're not going to talk about that anymore. Now, since these are wireless, you can place these anywhere in your house as long as it's within range of your Aqara hub. It is Zigbee, so the range on Zigbee I think is a maximum of 75 meters or about 245 feet, something like that. But of course, you know, walls and other factors are going to reduce that signal down. Either way, it's still going to be stronger than Bluetooth. You can place these down on a table just like that and easily use it, or you can mount it on the wall. It does come with double-sided adhesive and a couple screws, but unfortunately there are no screw holes on the back of this. It would have been nice if they had some pre-drilled screw holes for you, but personally I'm going to use some 3M Velcro. That way I can take it down and move it about. On the bottom there are two little lights on each unit. Those are primarily just to let you know the battery's working, so if you're having issues you can easily just test the battery by pressing the button. You can see it light up or not. Now when it comes to battery life, they say it lasts about 2 years. I've been using mine for about 6 months, no issues thus far, but when I am ready to change it, it is super easy to change. You just pop off the back with a flat-headed screwdriver and replace the CR2032 battery, which you can find in your local grocery store. To set up a switch, you have to install it in the Aqara app first. Each switch does not have a QR code for HomeKit, only the hub does. So once you're in Aqara app, hit the plus in the top right corner, select what type of switch that you have, select what hub you have. It will then prompt you to hold down the switch for about 10 seconds and
ready to connect to child devices. Child device connected.
And voila, you're connected. Go ahead and name the accessory whatever you want to name it, assign it to a room. Unfortunately, when you bring this over to HomeKit, a lot of times that room doesn't come over, it's assigned to a different room. I did go back into the Aqara app and do the HomeKit binding. Unfortunately, it didn't work. It actually named that particular accessory or that particular switch into a totally different room for whatever reason. It was easy to find, and I just reassigned it within HomeKit. Once you bind Aqara with HomeKit, the nice thing is that these switches will work with your entire ecosystem of HomeKit products. For instance, these studio lights are on a iHome plug, but I can still turn them on and turn them off even though they are different brands. Now within the HomeKit app, there are some limitations when it comes to triggers and conditions. Unfortunately, you only have a single press, a double press, and a long press per switch. Now if you get into conditions, which you have to go outside of the HomeKit app and go into apps like the Eve app or the Home Plus app to set conditions, you can double those simply by using conditions. Now if you want to use the Aqara app, unfortunately you can only use Aqara products within the Aqara app. The bright side is that if you do have a bunch of Aqara products, there are more triggers and more features available to those products. For instance, on the double rocker switch, instead of just one single tap, double tap, and long press per switch, you can also use both switches as a trigger together. So you can do a single press together, or a double tap together, or a long press together as an additional trigger for a total of 9 triggers all in this one switch. Additionally, in their core app, they do have a on and off conditions for your triggers, so you don't have to set up multiple triggers for a on and off command. For instance, these background lights, I have it set up within HomeKit, but to turn it off, I have to hit it twice as a additional trigger, and then to turn it on, I have to press it once. Whereas I set up these studio lights in the Home Plus app with one click on and one click off. So I definitely highly recommend that you check out the Eve app if you want something free, or the Home Plus app if you don't mind paying for an additional app. But when it comes to these switches, I gotta tell you, these things are awesome. I think they're like $18 each. They're dirt cheap. They work with the HomeKit, they work with other products. They're wireless, so they can go anywhere where you put them. Plus, they're a physical switch. You can't forget that. When you have family and guests over, they might not know the names of your rooms or devices. They can't talk to Lady A and Siri. They don't have a phone to control your devices. So having a physical switch out in the open is a must-have. I gotta tell you, smart home guys, if you're into smart homes, you gotta have switches still. I'm sorry. You can get into automations a little bit, but you still gotta have the physical switch. My personal opinion. If you guys want to see the next video in my HomeKit series, click that video right there. If you're brand new here, I hope you will consider subscribing by pressing that blue circle, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.
No, nothing can break me.